Have you found yourself making a shirt, sailing along happily as you weed away all the excess vinyl and excitedly put it on your press your shirt, and when you go to reveal your design, oh, I forgot that piece of vinyl on there. Hi guys, it's Michelle from My Craft Source. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you're subscribing, and if you want to be notified when I post something new, make sure you're ringing that bell too. So what are some of the biggest mistakes you've made when vinyl crafting? Have you forgotten to weed that little cavity on your letters? Or have you put your design on a little bit crooked before? Well, I am guilty of all those mistakes. But guys, it's not the end of the world anymore. Thanks to VLR. And when I do find myself in a bind, I just grab my handy dandy bottle of VLR. It corrects any of those mistakes by removing the vinyl and its adhesive, so I have a blank canvas to work with again. Or if there's just one spot on my shirt that I need to fix, like today we're going to go over removing this one spot that I didn't like on my shirt, I can just apply it to that one specific area and remove that vinyl. So today I want to go over using VLR and how to remove a mistake you might have made with vinyl on your garments. VLR is great for both dark and light materials, and it works for a variety of fabric types. So 100% cotton, polyester, tri-blends, you name it, VLR most likely is going to work for it. But as always, I do recommend doing a small test spot on your shirt just to make sure for color safe it's not going to ruin your fabric any. But more than likely, VLR's got you covered. So although VLR works for most fabrics, it does specifically say do not use on acetate fabric. So applying it, just always do a little test spot to make sure you're good to go. So let's go over how to use VLR together. So our first step is to take your garment and turn it inside out. Alright, so that step, check, completed. So after we've turned our garment inside out, we want to protect the areas we don't want to remove by only applying the VLR to the designated spots you wish to remove. So here I go. I'm just going to take my bottle and trickle it right on the spots that I want to get rid of. Alright, so this is my unwanted vinyl section, and I'm using this with the Easy Subly on a white garment. And then now we're just going to let it rest for a few minutes. We need to give your shirt time to release the adhesive from the vinyl. So once that has rested, then we could turn our shirt right side out. So that's going to be step number 4. So step number 3 was give your shirt a minute to rest. Step number 4 is let's flip our shirt the right way. And once we get it flipped, we're going to stretch and pull our design to help the fibers release from the adhesive. So I'm going to stretch and pull my vinyl a little bit, and you'll start to see that the vinyl begins to curl up around the edges where the VLR is starting to work. So after that's started to peel, now we can just peel away our vinyl where we started to see it peeling up. Alright, so now our vinyl has been removed from our shirt. You can see it still has a little bit of color on mine because I did this example on a sublimation vinyl. So what happened was the ink from that vinyl seeped into my fabric. So I'm just going to go ahead and reapply some more VLR over this because if it has an adhesive residue or if any of this sort of ink is left behind, the VLR will help to continue to remove that. So if you notice residue still left on your shirt, then you could just grab a cloth and dab your design to try to remove any of that residue that you see left behind. So in our particular instance, because this is a sublimation shirt, it removed the vinyl, but it didn't remove the ink from the sublimation dye. So that's what I'm experiencing here, is where the dye is now sort of bleeding onto the shirt like a watercolor. So I just take my white cloth, apply some more VLR on it, and then dab it some more until I feel like I've gotten all the residue and all the vinyl removed. Now the final step is to wash your garment before you go back and apply new heat transfer vinyl over your area that you wish to press. There are other ways to remove vinyl from your garments, like applying heat to a specific vinyl that you don't want on there. To remove it, you can apply heat to that specific unwanted piece of vinyl and use your tweezers to pull it off before it cools. So that's another way to remove vinyl. However, you're still stuck with the adhesive mess. So by using the VLR, it removes your vinyl and it removes that residue. And it took me like 90 seconds or less to remove that unwanted vinyl. So grab you a bottle to keep on hand for all those mistakes you just might make. You never know when you're gonna get in a bind. And VLR will be there to save the day. I can't wait to see you guys next. Bye for now.